Leah lay in bed, facing the wall, refusing to eat or talk to anyone who came to see her. Not even Molly could raise her spirits. I'm supposed to be off for a week starting tomorrow, Molly said, but I don't want to go away and leave you like this. When Leah didn't respond, Molly squeezed her shoulder and added, You have friends to help you through this. Her mother paced the floor, muttering under her breath, sometimes stopping by the bed and saying, We don't have to take his word for this, Leah. I know X-ray technicians can do sloppy work. And the pathologist's report isn't even conclusive. Leah let her mother voice all the anger and frustration she was feeling, but she still had to face her own fear alone. I want to go home for Christmas, Leah said, the first word she spoke in hours. Don't you worry, there's no way I'd keep you here for the holidays. Then after Christmas, Leah's voice broke. We're not going to think about that now. When are we going to think about it? Her mother leaned over Leah's bed and stared into her eyes. You know, Leah, for a long time I had to do things I didn't want to do, just for the two of us to survive. I worked jobs I hated, left you with daycare centers when I wanted to stay home with you. I even married men I didn't honestly love so that you and I could have a better life. I really love Neil, and he really cares about us. He's the father you should have had all these years. Leah winced at the mention of her father. Her mother continued, But that's not what I wanted to say. What I want to say is I'm not ready to give up this fight. Everything I have, I got because I fought for you. Confused, Leah asked, What are you talking about? I'm going to make Dr. Thomas run that bones test again before we check out. And the biopsy? We may do that again too after the holidays, of course. I can't explain why I have a bad feeling about that test, but I do. The fervor in her mother's voice lit a candle of hope, and said, Leah, do you really think that the tests are wrong? Grandma Hall's tests weren't wrong. Her mother shrugged. I don't know what to think. All I know is that I would never forgive myself if I let them cut off your leg when I have this gnawing doubt inside me. She looked away for a moment, and Leah was shocked to see tears in her mother's eyes. Her mother never cried in front of her. I have some regrets about the way I treated you and your grandmother, Leah. What regrets? Leah had not heard her mother discuss her grandmother since the day of her funeral. I should have been kinder to her. She truly loved you, and I kept her out of your life for far too long. Leah felt tears brimming in her own eyes. Why did you love her too? I only got to be with her when she was dying. Her mother sniffed and hung her head. I was bitter about your father leaving us. He wasn't well, you know. I mean psychologically. He couldn't handle the responsibilities of marriage and a family, so we left. I took it out on your grandmother because I couldn't get even with him. That was wrong of me. Then once he died, my anger seemed so pointless. Shocked by her mother's confession, Leah stared. Her mother was asking her to forgive her for her past mistakes. Is that why you want Dr. Thomas to run the test again? So you won't make another mistake? Her mother smiled ruefully, hugged Leah with startling strength, and then straightened. I owe it to you, and I owe it to her too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to corner Dr. Thomas. Dr. Thomas agreed to redo the bone scan, as Leah's mother told her with great deal of satisfaction. The test was scheduled for the following morning. Afterward, Leah would be checked out and sent home for Christmas. Once the holidays were over, she would return to the hospital for re-evaluation by a second bone specialist. Although she didn't want to spend another night in the hospital, Leah very much wanted the test run again. Late in the afternoon, sensing that her mother was emotionally wrung out, Leah insisted that she and Neil go back to the hotel. Come back in the morning, Leah told them. I feel better about everything now, and I have plenty of stuff to do to keep busy. Are you sure? I'll admit that jet lag is catching up with me. I'm sure, Leah said, waving them out the door. Neil gave her a grateful look. Once they were gone, though, Leah felt lonelier than ever. When she heard a knock on the door an hour later, she eagerly called, Oh, it's open. The door opened a crack, and Ethan's voice said, Leah? Her heart almost stopped. He was the last person she had expected to see. Yes? Quickly she raked a hand through her tousled hair. He entered the room, a serious, questioning look on his face. She swallowed and willed her hands to stop trembling. How are you? He asked. Not so good, she admitted. Her bravado slipped away and tears spilled down her cheeks. Quickly Ethan came to her and held her hands in his, and she sobbed against his shoulder. The fabric of his jacket felt rough on her cheek, but she felt safe and protected. Haltingly she told him of the diagnosis, adding through her tears, I don't want them to cut off my leg and finger. I've had them both for 16 years. I've grown attached to them. He peered into her swollen eyes. Of course you are attached to them, but if they have the potential to kill you, he didn't finish the sentence. My mother thinks the test may be wrong. Do you think that's possible? All things are possible. She clenched her good hand in frustration. It's not fair, Ethan. Why is God doing this to me? God is not the author of illness, he said patiently. Don't defend God to me. If he's God, he can do anything, can't he? Yes. Well then, why did God let this happen to me? She interrupted. We cannot always see God's purposes. She waved his answer away. I don't care about purposes. What about my life? I don't want to wear any artificial leg. I don't want people staring at my hand and asking, why is your finger missing? People will ask, you know. They will see me as a freak. Then that is their problem. Ethan's voice rose to meet the level of hers. She didn't want pat answers. It's my problem, Ethan. It always will be. How many guys are going to want to date a girl with one leg? Not everybody in the world is a tolerant, kind Amish person, you know. He recoiled at her sarcasm. Do you think I don't have questions for God, Leah? What questions could you possibly have? His brow was puckered in anger, but his eyes were filled with sadness. I do not understand why there are so many Amish girls. I have to care so much in my heart for an English one. His words stopped her cold. Fresh tears welled up in her eyes. Then he was holding her face between his large, work-calloused palms and kissing her cheeks, her eyelids, her mouth. She thought her heart would leap out of her chest. She thought she would suffocate from sheer delight. Ethan kissed her, then abruptly stopped and pressed his forehead to hers. She listened to his ragged breathing. Forgive me, he whispered. No, she said. I should not. She placed her fingers against his lips. It happened. You can't take it back. I did not come here for this. Why did you come? It suddenly occurred to her that he had no reason for being there, and the trip to visit her so close to Christmas probably wasn't approved by his family. I dreamed you needed me. You dreamed? His cheeks colored. The dream was very real. I felt you were in danger, and that you needed me to be with you. Until that moment, she hadn't realized how much did need him. Will you get in trouble for coming? He smiled. Yes, but I do not care. I had to come. Does Charity know you're here? She'll figure it out. I don't want you to get in trouble because of me. I will not leave you. Tomorrow, after the test, I'm going home. Then I'll stay until you leave. She felt suddenly shy, awkward. She understood what he was giving her. He was disobeying his community. She should make him leave now. But she didn't have the strength. She needed him. And she wanted him. Do you have a photo of yourself? She asked. I'd like to have it with me when I go home. And I'd like to have it when I come back to the hospital. He shook his head. The Amish do not like to be photographed. Preserving our personal image is thought to be prideful and indulgent. She was disappointed. But it isn't against your religion, is it? Not strictly. He looked pained and anxious because he couldn't give her what she asked for. I would like a picture of you, Leah. I have my school pictures at home. I'll mail one to you. She was glad to be able to give him something tangible of herself to hold on to. I will always keep it. So now what? She asked. So now we stay together until your test tomorrow. Ethan, I'm glad you had the dream. I'm glad you'll be with me all night. He hugged her. I knew I had to see you. They played video games, they snacked on cookies and apples, they talked until very late. Leah didn't remember falling asleep, yet she awoke with a start and realized that she was in bed in her room. A lamp had been left on, and she peered around the room looking for Ethan. He wasn't in the room with her, but someone was. Standing beside her bed was Gabriella.